Alright, fuckers, welcome back to Practicing Portraits, an artwod roadmap, right? Artwod is the best learning platform in the world to learn how to draw from imagination. Link in description. I'm not affiliated, I'm a dick writer. I'm fucking tired, bro. Just get your pen, get your fucking paper, draw along. I'm not doing this shit right now. Alright, my channel is about proving anybody can draw, yada yada yada. Okay, yeah, let's just draw. I'm just just don't give a shit. Just fucking get your pen, get your paper, draw along. That's it. Simple as that. Okay? Or fuck off my channel, watch every video, give me retention, keep you on the background. Like same shit. Like what else do I say? But I didn't want to draw today, and I'm very tired right now, and I especially did not want to draw because my mind does not want to put in effort. Right? Oh, also we finally changed the angle of the portrait that we're looking at. We're looking at a different face now. So yeah, what am I doing? I'm looking at a portrait, right? Reference on the left on my iPad. I'm putting a box over it. I'm putting a sphere inside that box, and I'm putting center lines inside that sphere, inside that box, right? I'm actually trying to think about visualizing this in a different way. I'm thinking sphere first, because the main thing right now is that perfect sphere, and then for some reason, this slight shift in being like, okay, sphere first, and then visualizing the box, for some reason, I don't know why, makes it a lot easier for me to visualize the box and the sphere, like the sphere sitting perfectly inside the box. I think it has to do with the fact that if I visualize a perfect circle, which is the sphere first, right, and then I think about a box over it, then I'm able to like align the edges of the box with the sphere correctly, right? Correctly, voice correct. But if I do box first, then it's like I'm reverse engineering and trying to fit a perfect sphere along those edges, which is harder to visualize, if that makes sense. I mean, it's still, both of them are very difficult to do, but I feel as if there's a slight, there's just a bit more ease, right? The transition is easier when it comes to doing it the sphere first. But either way, at the end of the day, it's a box, a sphere inside the box, center lines inside the sphere inside the box, vertical and horizontal. If that sounds extremely difficult, it is. But right now I'm already drawing, because drawing is thinking. So I encourage you to start thinking and to start drawing with me, right? So this is a really unique head angle because she's looking down, and I mean, yeah, that's the main thing. She's looking down, and I think her face is, yeah, like her, we see the top of her head, obviously it's tilted up a little bit. And again, while I'm looking at her, I have to see the box and the sphere as well, right? Like that's the other really difficult thing, is like we have to see all of this. But, and again, I'm trying to use her eye line to align the fucking with my pen, shit joke. But yeah, I'm really trying to visualize this sphere because it's a perfect circle, right? And that's very difficult to visualize. But let's see what angle we have, because I have to ignore her eye, because again, like, this girl's Asian, right? My girlfriend thinks she might be Nepali, much like herself, right? Am I doxing her? Most likely. But obviously Asian eyes have a positive canthal tilt, right? That's a fancy word for you all. Positive canthal tilt. That just means the eyes are upturned. Like this is normal, I guess, quote unquote, like neutral, right? And then this is positive. So that, if there's two eyes like this, and then she's looking down, right? Or like we're seeing her face like this, I have to ignore this tilt and essentially be like, okay, but where is the angle actually, right? And that's very difficult to do, obviously, when you look at a portrait, but that's what I'm going to try to do. And that's what I'm going to, and while doing that, obviously I need to see that perfect sphere, right? Which is, again, very difficult. So let's see. And this is why, like, obviously using indicators like the forehead, right? Like all the different alignments that you can possibly try to discern from looking at a portrait, you have to kind of cross-reference them between each other, right? But either way, she kind of looks like my girlfriend's cousin, which is interesting. I mean, Asian features are very similar. They're probably the race with the most similar features in terms of, I guess, homogeneous features, right? Like, of course, every race has like similar types of noses, eyes, what's it called? What else do we have apart from noses and eyes? Lips, ears, whatever the fuck. But yeah, and that actually makes it even more unique in the sense that, like, you genuinely have to build not you you actually have to build an eye to be able to discern differences, right? So it's not racism, it's actually just a great way to get better at portraits. But either way, and we're not seeing much of her, let's see, we're not seeing much of the side of her face at all. What the fuck, my lights just flickered again. But yeah, we're not seeing much of the side of her face. I actually should have put this a lot higher because I was looking at her eye line, so I ended up drawing it where the eye line would have been. Obviously, this is the top of the head, so it should have been a lot higher. But I'm trying to see, like, in terms of like what is the side of her face in terms of the plane. I think it's something like this, right? And then we have a, and again, like, this is all me trying to also fit a goddamn perfect sphere inside of it. I don't know if this is correct. I'll be completely honest. I actually don't know how correct this is. But that's the beauty of it, is like, it's not about trying to be some extremely god tier level of correctness. It's just about trying to be better and trying to visualize consistently, right? And like, again, like trying to see the sphere inside, and hopefully this is a perfect box, because again, it's all a perfect sphere inside of it, right? Which I am working towards. And I think this front plane should be a bit longer, perhaps. And again, this is all me kind of thinking out loud. Like, I don't know, let's be honest, right? I actually don't know. But trying to visualize this is very difficult, and making these like minute changes to the plane itself is obviously also very difficult. But let's see, I think I should definitely make this a bit longer. I don't know, actually. I don't know. I actually have no idea how I should be approaching this, because I feel as if this box is already really big. But how does the perfect sphere fit inside all of this, right? It's like, it's going along that corner, it's going along that corner. Is it coming here? It is almost coming to this corner, right? It's like, this is the perfect sphere that I'm trying to envision, it seems. But okay, whatever. We'll just have to accept that it's probably not perfect, while also, okay, that was slight convergence, which isn't that good. Yeah, well, also kind of, like, while I'm applying these lines, I'm really trying to zoom out and see the sphere. I actually haven't been able to think about the center lines at all, but now I am. Like, now I am really trying to think about them as well. And it's like constantly trying to juggle these things while holding it in my mind, right? That's the other thing, is like, you try to you juggle the center line, the vertical center line, the horizontal center line, the box, the sphere inside the box, right? The symmetry of the sphere inside the box while I'm talking, which is a skill, right? And on top of that, you're trying to like constantly juggle the different calculations that you're attempting to make inside your mind. And then when you lose it, you take a step back, and then we try to reconstruct it again, right? And that's literally just the process, extremely. And again, like, while I'm looking at this line, right, I still have to keep in mind the calculations that should and are consistently trying to occur, right? And I mean, that's just the beauty of learning, and that's just the beauty of doing things that are difficult, is like, it's just constantly trying to juggle things in your mind, right? Even while you're making these small, minute, like, even while you're focusing on the minutia, or minutiae, I don't know how to fucking pronounce that word, but yeah, on the minute details of the line itself, right? Extremely difficult. But I don't think this is a perfect box in perspective, but it's okay, right? Again, like, doing these calculations while also thinking about the sphere, right? And this is good, because like, it really does teach me that I have a lot to learn before I can save anyone. This is the Avatar, Last Airbender. Y'all welcome, right? Good old nostalgia. But yeah, like, again, calculating this, and while I'm calculating this, I still have to be calculating this, what's it called? This contour of the sphere, this contour of the sphere, right? And then this sphere in and of itself inside the box. And I have to keep juggling that. I have to see all of it. That's what I'm trying to make very clear. Is like, I literally have to see all of it, and then when I lose it, I have to like, to the best of my ability, reconstruct it as fast as possible, right? And this is all. Now say it with me. I know I asked you last time too, but say it with me. It's a skill. It's a skill. It's not a talent. It's a skill. And if you believe otherwise, you're a fucking idiot, right? Simple as that. So you also have the chance to not be an idiot by reframing your mindset on skill versus talent, i.e. skill being what you need to reframe and not the talent, right? Get that fucking shit out of your vocabulary, right? I hope at this point I've provided enough overwhelming evidence that you can get better sheerly through sheer repetition and focus and effort, right? And never giving up. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. It's like, you just don't give up. Because when you give up is actually when you fail. You don't fail when you make mistakes like all the mistakes I'm making right now, right? These aren't failures, these are lessons, you know, and opportunities for analysis, right? Failure is if next video never came out because I just stopped, I'm like, you know what, fuck this, I'm not doing it anymore, then I failed, then I'm literally a failure, right? But I'm not gonna do that. I'm literally never gonna give up, and I 100% believe anybody listening to this is capable of that as well, because there's nothing separating me from you apart from the fact that I likely, if I'm ahead of you, I'll have more repetitions and more experience, right? And I have not given up for longer. And if you're ahead of me, same thing, right? And if I'm better than you and I'm not ahead of you in terms of like actual time spent, then I'm ahead of you in terms of sheer effort and the things I focused on, which you're still able to address. So at the end of the day, it's what you focus on, how much you focus on it, and how long you focus on it for. You know, just expand the time horizon to your entire fucking life and you're gonna win. Simple as that, right? So let me rest my brain. And I encourage you to do the same. That was pretty jarring, I know, but just rest your brain. Yeah, this is definitely one of the hardest spatial reasoning skills ever, TBH, and I'm pretty sure I fucked this up. No, this is the center. Wait, what? It intuitively does not look centered to me, so I definitely fucked something up. Let's see, like that, and then this. It's like right there. Why is it lower? Oh, of course it's lower. Of course the center line is lower when the angle is skewed. That makes sense, I believe. I don't know, but. This angle is slightly off, I believe, like what I've drawn. Yeah, this should be probably this is actually more like this, right? Which maybe you can't tell the difference between this line and that line, but that actually, even though it's converging, is more accurate, I believe. I'm not too sure. It's subtle. But anyways, let's add her eyebrows. It's very small eyebrows, very easy for me to draw, very good. But we should probably start with the nose, actually. I think the nose is where I can... Fuck, this is an interesting ass nose, bro. What the fuck? It's an interesting nose. And again, while I'm doing this, I need to still think about that sphere. Yeah, I still need to think about the sphere, the center lines, and like the vertical and horizontal center lines, and keep calculating and keep holding it in my mind and keep seeing it. Because again, like this is the sphere, right? And I obviously, it's too long. So I think the problem, the mistake that I made is that this is perhaps this surface. We don't see this surface nearly as much as I have established, because let's see if that makes sense. And again, this is obviously me just testing, but if I do that, oh, that's much more perfect sphere. Yeah, see? So the thing is, I can recognize that too, which is good. Like, even when I make these mistakes, recognizing where the mistakes are occurring obviously is a huge benefit, right? So there you go. That's the nose. There's not like any really distinct ridge that's occurring. Maybe that one, right? So, and obviously I'm not going to draw her eyes as they are. We're just going to draw very basic pupils or eyes in perspective, right? There you go. Did I make them too far apart? Possibly, right? And then we got the eyebrows. And again, like, while I keep, because what I'm doing is I keep looking away from my actual, like, the box itself, and every time I look away and I come back, I have to keep reminding myself to get into the practice of reconstructing the box sphere and the center lines immediately, and just consistently trying to hold it and calculate it in my mind, right? And that is very difficult, because let's not forget, I'm talking while doing this, right? Talking and drawing is a very difficult skill. It's a very difficult skill, and that's why I'm doing it, because I want to prove that it's all skills, to myself and obviously to anybody listening or watching. It's like, it's all, look at, holy fuck, bro, how did I not see that? Look at that, completely off. Hers is actually like slightly misaligned in general too, but it's nowhere near, it's not supposed to be like that. See, there you go. Amazing, amazing, amazing mistake, right? But like, again, the biggest mistake right now is not being able to hold the box sphere in the center lines, and I keep trying to do that. I just keep trying to do that, right? We'll have her look at us. She's judging. She's like, God damn, dude, the person who drew me can't fucking keep more than 5 things in their mind at the same time consistently and just reason it 24/7. Pussy, absolute fucking pussy, right? But that's what I have to think about. And this is a beautiful skill to build, because it's the skill of zooming out, you know? It's the skill of zooming out and calculating while zooming out and calculating and consistently zooming out and just constantly trying to calculate while zooming out, right? And it's a very worthwhile skill, in my opinion, to build because it's what's going to make. And again, like every time I look away, I have to come back and I have to rebuild this, right? I have to rebuild this in my mind on the page, however I do it. But I personally think it's a very worthwhile skill to pursue because, hold up. See, like I fucked up that line. That was a huge fuck up. But I personally think it's a very worthwhile skill to pursue because the main thing is reconstructing the spatial reasoning that we're trying to do as well. Like we are trying to reconstruct the spatial reasoning that we have created. So obviously, is this girl's fucking earlobe attached? Disgusting. But that is like an extremely difficult skill, right? So, and again, like I fucked up her lips because I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't. I just was not able to keep it even. But it's okay. It's all right. She's like technically it looks like she's kind of smiling a little bit, so maybe something like that. Okay, cool. Well, the eyebrows are definitely fucked, but the nose isn't too bad. I mean, again, I can maybe add like something like this. I actually think I fucked up this nostril, the nose here. I mean, I could add a shadow like this that is evident, but honestly there's no point, but I'm gonna do it anyways just to show that hey, like there's dimensionality to this nose, right? And the shadow matting is based on like what's already you can see in the drawing itself. Okay, now I definitely fucked it up. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? What is this? No, don't do it. Stop drawing. Leave it. What the fuck? Now it just looks like she has a fucking horrendous birthmark on her nose. There you go. Bro, I don't know why I did any of that. I don't know why I did any of that. Thankfully, it's not about the portrait, so it's okay. It's about the spatial reasoning. So I'm gonna rest my brain again, and then we're gonna do the difficult part, which is designing, holding the 3 layers of perspective in mind while designing, right? But Jesus Christ, this is fucking what the fuck, bro. Okay, so obviously my goal always is just to keep working my mind as much as possible and keep trying to hold as many layers of perspective as I can, right? So that's what we're doing here. We're gonna obviously, now again, let me try this slightly altered method of having the sphere first, because being able to visualize a perfect circle is actually very difficult. I mean, I don't know if it's surprising that it's difficult, but it is very difficult, right? But I feel as if I were to visualize it first, it would allow me to, yeah, it seems like it's allowing me to wrap the box around it easier. Not easy, right? Not easily, but easier. So, which is still extremely cognitively taxing because there's still a lot of, there's like so many layers of perspective I'm trying to hold. Like I'm trying to hold 3 different planes, right? Visible planes, but there's technically 6 different planes, right? But I'm trying to hold the box, the sphere inside the box, and then literally center lines that are wrapping around the contour of the sphere, right? Vertical and horizontal, and then inside the box, right? Like I'm trying to hold this, and I'm trying to constantly like reconstruct it and hold it, and reconstruct it and hold it, and sometimes I get little glimpses as to what that could look like. Like sometimes I get the tiniest little glimpses as to like what this is, right? Like what I'm actually building is. Like just not got the tiniest glimpse, but then it completely goes away. And then it's my duty, right? My job, my practice, my effort to just keep trying to bring it back, right? And again, like this is the contour that is on the side roughly, right? And then this is the contour that's on, that's the vertical one, and this is the horizontal one. That's what I meant to say, right? And like this, specifically this, you know, like ending around here and ending around here, right? Probably should have done something more like that. But yeah, like that is where the curve for the sphere exists. Like again, this is the center line, right? It's something like that, But you'd be like, where's he getting this from? Well, I'm getting it from this. Right? This is what, but this is what I'm trying to visualize. This is literally what I'm trying to visualize, but at this scale, right? And that's extremely difficult because I'm not just trying to visualize this, I'm also trying to see the other side, right? So I'm aware of how the contour of the sphere itself. And on top of that, I'm trying to visualize like this minor axis, or sorry, this ellipse, this plane, and then I'm also trying to constantly calculate the center line through this, right? These cross, these, oh, what's it called? Like the fucking, what do you call that? The center line axis? No, it doesn't make any sense. The fuck, what do you call that? What do you call it when you basically have a plane and then you calculate the center line by doing two diagonals and then the verticals? I don't know what that's called, but I'm also trying to fucking do that. Maybe I'm forgetting what it's called, but this like fuckery right here is what I'm trying to visualize over here, right? So it's beautifully difficult, genuinely like beautifully difficult. One of the most difficult things I have to do, right? But that's what I'm doing. And now while I try to visualize it, I'm going to, because again, I have to think about this contour is much less subtle. Like it's much more pronounced. Like you see how this shit was all super subtle. Like obviously, you know, the horizontal subtle, and that's what I kept getting in the practice of, right? Now it's complete opposite spectrum where it's much more pronounced, which may be easier, but at the same time, it probably comes with its own challenges, right? Definitely comes with its own challenges, which perhaps I'm aware of or I'm not aware of, but because I'm so busy thinking about the box, the sphere inside the box, the center line inside the sphere inside the box, and all these fucking like center axis, whatever calculations, like all this bullshit. Can't believe I'm forgetting what it's called. But whatever, just center line calculations is what we'll call it, right? Like per plane center line calculations, you know, while also keeping the sphere in mind, right? Like that is fooked, mate. That is fooked. And I'm losing it quite a bit. Like I'm genuinely losing it. So whenever I lose it, I have to lean in even further and be like, no, you haven't lost it. You have to keep visualizing. You have to keep visualizing. And that's why the ghosting helps quite a fucking bit, right? Like the ghosting genuinely helps. Oh, fuck, that was an accident. God damn it. That was a complete mistake. But the ghosting definitely helps quite a bit. I'm gonna have to ignore that. Or maybe make that part of my ellipse now, or my perfect sphere now, because I fucked it up. But now, okay, like, see, that's just the first step, right? Now the next step is like, okay, what are we designing? You know, what are we designing? And the answer is, first, let me go back to visualizing the sphere, because I keep losing the sphere. But see, that's a lot of mental work. So I'm actually going to rest my brain, and then we're going to get back to it. All right, cool. So first things first is gotta calculate the center line, right? Gotta calculate the center line. And I'm ignoring this. We're gonna ignore this, and that's a challenge. It's gonna be a challenge to ignore a mark that's already been made, which is already going along the contour of something that perhaps I have to ignore now, right? But like, or maybe I can involve it still, who knows? But I'm gonna ignore it for now and try to see that perfect sphere. Get it. And the thing is, like, this has to be, I have to try to translate this exact proportion over as well. Let's like, I want to be very clear on that too. And like doing this while I'm talking, like explaining this, just brain fuckery, right? And that's fine. And again, like, let's see if I even got a perfect sphere in here. Did I? Let's see, did I even get one? No, it's too wide, right? And it's actually pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie, what the fuck? It's actually not bad at all. It's not perfect. I mean, if I didn't even connect that over there, so it probably is a bit too wide. But it's okay. It's okay. So, whatever, either way, like, let's visualize this. I need to get this center line, right? Because this is the center, sorry, I need to get this sphere, or this ellipse. Jesus Christ, can't not think. That is actually really off. What the fuck am I drawing? It's more like this. Okay, I'm sorry. You should not be following that. I fucked it up while I was kind of being in a rush, I guess, to get it down myself. Like this, I can say is like a bit more accurate rendition. That makes sense. This is not. This is more like Let's see, like this. Okay, I fucked it up, so I'm just gonna ignore that. But I know what it is, at least, like, here. Yeah, like, that's more accurate, so I need to... Again, because if this is my... Oh man, this is fucking my brain. Okay, so this is what I need to do first. I need to establish the center line, and I know I keep going back and forth, but I have an extreme discomfort right now, I want to say. Like, this is a lot to think about. Like, genuinely, this is a fucking lot to think about. The box, the sphere inside the box, the center lines inside the sphere inside the box, calculating the center line. And that's just the center line curving along the contour, right? For the sphere inside the box. But that means I have to calculate this ellipse, and then I also have to calculate the center line here because I want to make sure that I start something from the center, right? And then while I keep doing that, be like, oh wait, no, there's a perfect circle that's encompassed in all of this, right? Don't forget. So lots of cognitive work. And I can feel my brain feeling the heavy nature of this cognitive work, right? So it's just time to commit, to be honest. It's probably just better to commit and then to make the mistake, because right now, clearly, I'm possibly wavering towards even committing to make the mistake, right? Oh man, okay, that like hurt my brain. Just making that line and trying to calculate everything, holy fuck. I hope this puts into perspective just how much thought, even if it doesn't look like it, there's so much foundational work happening. Okay, let's take a step back. All right, let's try again. So if I'm establishing that as like the side, right? And this is my center line, and it's obviously infinite ellipses going around, then we need to do something like this, right? Wait, hold up. Is that even correct? No, because then that changes the perspective. So we need to do something like this. There you go. That keeps the perspective more accurate. And this way, I can, let's see, calculate something like this, right? And this might be wrong, and I'm okay with that. I've just accepted that this might be wrong, right? But I need to ensure that I at least start something, right? We need to make sure that we actually do start something, first of all, because that is the hardest part, is to just start and still try to see while you start. You know what I mean? Like, still try to commit to something. And again, this angle is that one, like this one right here, that's where I got it from. I hope it puts into perspective how much fucking thinking is occurring. But I guess unless you're obviously, unless you have my brain, you might there just might be a complete disconnect in terms of understanding what I'm saying. But I do hope that I'm making it very clear that my mind is essentially being very challenged, right? I'm very challenged, right? Very challenged. So, see, that was a mistake, but I just had to go with it, kind of make up for it. Let's see if we connect that, and then maybe tiny little boxes like this. Okay, I need to take a step back because I'm losing the perspective. Okay, so again, I need to see everything, I need to see everything, I need to see everything. That's the main thing, right? I just need to keep constantly seeing everything while I draw these little things. And this right now, like the second I went back to this, immediately basically lost it. But now because I'm aware that I lost it, I must try to consistently rebuild it while I lose it. Does that make sense? Like, I must rebuild while I lose, you know? And that is, of course, also extremely difficult. And again, I must ideate while I build, while I lose, right? So like everything must be done, no matter how difficult it is. Everything, right? Let's see. Again, completely losing the perspective, genuinely completely losing the perspective, but not giving up. Because you actually only lose the perspective when you give up, right? That's the cope. I'm coping so fucking hard right now, Jesus Christ. Oh, guys, you only lose when you give up. Shut the fuck up. Oh, see, that was a mistake. And then... Okay, that actually didn't... That wasn't so bad. That was centered. This line was fucked up, but that was centered. Right? Now we can do something decent here, perhaps. Because I'm going to make this large. There you go. So that way we have something to bring us back to the original sphere. And you can see my lines need a lot of work. Right? As always, my lines need a lot of work. And let's see, let me try something like this. I fucked up last time, so let me try again. Again, lines need a lot of work. Let's try multiple rounding this, like so. Make a little cross. Okay. Don't lose the perspective. See, I'm zooming in. I need to zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Still see everything. Still see everything. Still see everything. And there you go. Something like that. You have to remember this is diagonal, so this is a form blending, right? It has to respect that a lot. The same thing here on the other side. This is just slightly coming out. I'm not gonna make that same mistake like last time. And then we again respect the perspective. See, but my lines are super ass. But that was very difficult. Like, that was genuinely very difficult. Right, and then we continue this line. But again, like, this is where my sphere is. So this is where I can do something like, again, this is where my box, this is my side plane, right? This is the front plane. Let's do something like, right? Okay, I don't know if that was correct, but I feel as if it was more correct than... I feel as if it was okay. I can't really say anything else. But I feel like it was okay. Well, I actually fucked up here, because I should have done something like this. And then I should have connected it, but it's okay. Mistakes will continue to occur no matter what. But I'm going to rest my brain, and then we're going to get back to it and keep trying. And I encourage you to obviously rest your brain as well. I hope I am explaining things. And look, it's already been half an hour. This is the bullshit I've come up with, right? But I hope I am explaining things decently. I mean, I probably am not. But either way, like, let's go back to thinking about the box. Right, and the sphere inside the box. I mean, I think could definitely say this is the end of my sphere. Right? If I am actually going to incorporate this, then it will be something like that. But either way, let's think, right? We could do something like, see, I made this too close now, right? So I don't want to make anything that juts out too much, but we could, oh man, okay, I'm gonna grind the fuck out of my brain, and what I'm grinding is obviously what I've been saying, which is box, sphere inside the box, center lines inside the sphere inside the box. Like, nothing's changed there, but I'm really gonna grind to try to see this because I have a good idea. And I want to do something diagonal that's jutting out this way, right? But I think it could be like a pretty interesting design in terms of the idea, but this is all, again, it's all contingent on my ability to see the box, the sphere inside the box, the center lines inside the sphere inside the box, right? Like, this is already fucked because I made this, like, this is off center. Like, we can all tell, like, this is off center. Right, like this little shape that's based there, but I can't do anything about that. I just have to live with it, right? Just kind of what I've been doing is just making plenty of mistakes. But I have an idea, and this requires me to really fucking grind my brain and to see the sphere, right? To see this sphere that I've established or I am establishing. Like, I need to see, like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? Like, why am I making it go so far? But to see it, right? To see it and, okay, see, like, that's not bad. So I see it relatively, and I have to see the box. I have to see the box. Okay, I see the box a little bit. So now I want to do something like this, which is trying to see. No, see, don't make it too drastic. There you go. Very subtle, very subtle. Trying to see, or trying to reinforce the perspective, actually. Not trying to see anything in particular, but trying to reinforce the perspective while, again, keeping, like, really trying to keep that perfect sphere there. Like, genuinely trying to keep that perfect sphere there, and obviously calculate the center lines while I can, right? Because that's a lot to keep in my mind, but genuinely try to see that perfect sphere. Because, like, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see this, that ellipse, this ellipse right there. And let's see if we bring it around, right? Bring it around town, bring it around town. Let's see, something like this. That's my sphere. Doesn't look too bad right now. We're gonna allow this. Allow it, as they say. Right? Allow this. Try to still keep my lines decent. I don't know if this is actually good, to be honest. But let's see. Right. I have to think about some ratios for the design or the shapes that I've sort of landed upon. Right, and then let's see, this is my side, so we'll do something like this. Right? Wait, hold up. Okay, I don't want to lose the perspective, because I am losing the perspective. I want to be very clear, I literally am losing the perspective. But this is how we bring it back. Right? And we have to do something like this, because that's literally where the fucking perspective line is, so I don't know if this is correct. I actually don't know if this is correct at all. Literally no idea. But see, okay, that was wrong. Oh my god, that was a huge mistake. That was completely wrong. And I have to allow it. Yeah, that was completely wrong. I didn't think about that line. Like, I didn't think about that line placement. Like, that was the incorrect line placement. What am I doing? Is there any way to fix this? I don't think so. We'll just have to commit to the mistake. And then something like that. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad. That line is pretty ass too. What is this? That doesn't even make any sense. Oh, that does make sense. I'm following the contour. Fuck, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. And I think this should have been out here, right? No, it shouldn't have. So it should have been, oh, okay, never mind. That actually does work. It's just really badly designed, but it actually does work. My perspective is relatively inconsistent as well. Right? But we'll just have to let what it is be what it is. Okay, see, like, I made a huge mistake with the perspective here, but I'm just going to pretend like I didn't. right? Even though it's extremely clear that I did, right? I think anybody with fucking half a brain cell can see that. And if you can, wonderful, look at that. You have an opportunity to gain more brain cells, right? So it's a win-win either way. And again, I'm really trying to see that fucking sphere in the box. Like, I've been consistently losing it, but this is why I have to constantly make that effort. Because the second I start designing, whatever this is, like, not that it's an amazing design or whatever, but the second I start doing this, it's very easy to just lose it all. Lose it all, lose it all. But yeah, it's very... And look at that. 40, what is it? 40 minutes? Yeah, 40 minutes of garbaggio, right? But it's my garbaggio. Look at that. I even fucked up the perspective here. Everything is actually really wrong. I genuinely fucked up the perspective quite a bit, actually, when we think about it. This is actually off perspective than this. And how did I not see that? Because I wasn't thinking about the sphere. Or, and the box, specifically. Right? So I actually have to... Look at that. Like, this is my perspective. This. Right? Like, this is my... Like, what is this? What is this? What did I do here? It's like, what the fuck did I do here? You know? Maybe I can fraud it and be like, oh, no, actually, this is... what it is, right? It's actually diagonal, but no, it doesn't work. We just have to accept that I've consistently made extremely big mistakes. Like, genuinely huge mistakes, right? And I just have to accept that and see how I can get out of it in terms of my design. Right, like in terms of what I do here. Okay. Okay, see, like I'm having a lot of trouble seeing the box, so I need to take a step back. Like, okay, I think I see it a little bit better now. Of course, I think I see it a little bit better. Do I actually see it better? I've fucking proven to myself that I don't at all. So, that's why we just gotta keep trying. Right? Something like that. And I literally just wanted to do something like this, which is... you know, something kind of mech-y, right? Mech related. Let's see, what can this be? What kind of contour is this following? Actually, it's like completely different. But if that's the space there, then we should at least... think about the box, or think about the sphere, come on. See, I'm losing everything. I don't know why my voice sounds like that when I speak, but I'm losing everything. Right. Let's see. And what else? Like, I mean, it's curving around, which is nice. Right? Let's see, this is supposed to be like this. That's wrong. That's way too little curve. That's a little bit better, but still incorrect. Yeah, this especially, like, I fucked a lot of things up here, but this is experimentation, to be honest. Like, this is literally what experimentation is, so it's good. You know, I wouldn't have it any other way, apart from, you know, succeeding and never having to try ever again. But let's see. I want to do something like this, maybe. I want to be free. And here, maybe we can fix it with this, right? And same thing. Oh, line thickness was really bad there. And we can bring it down here. Still try to think about a general perspective, even though I've basically lost the plot. Right, he's lost it, he's lost the plot. And let's see, this is the sphere. Okay, so like I need to think about at least how the sphere is gonna end. But wait, hold up, what am I doing? It's more like this. Yeah, there you go, that's more accurate. Maybe we can actually bring this all the way down, as per perhaps design not being shit. Right? As per design principles, make sure that you actually do something that's different. And don't just fuck around each time. Well, sensei, it's hard considering that I have to think about the box, the sphere, the center line side of the box, and the sphere, and then also design shapes on top of that. Listen, all I hear is bitching and moaning. And also, you're not thinking about the center line or the box or sphere right now, so why? Why are you lying that you are? You're right. It's time for me to reconvene. And to fucking try to see it again, right? And there you go, I'm trying to see it again. Am I seeing it again? Well, most definitely not. But am I trying to see it again? Yes, we could say. Am I fucking up sphere or the cylinder? Yes, yes you are. Do you care? Yeah, quite a bit. Are you talking to yourself? Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Why? Because I'm trying to entertain the Viggy Fammers. Who are the Viggy Fammers? Well, you see. And thus, fucking audio cut out. Very sad, right? Let's see, and then this is where I want it to end, right? Ta-da! Wait, I don't want to fuck this up more than I already have. There you go. So something like this, right? Wait. There you go. Ta-da, I guess. Oh, fuck that up, definitely. Dude, look at this sphere. Look at that sphere. Oh my god. Okay, and then we'll just create a nice little cutout here because we want design. Oh look, we managed to integrate this fucking line that I did in the beginning. But I'll say this. I lost the plot 100 million times. But I tried. Okay? So I'm gonna tell myself, I'm gonna keep telling myself that's all that matters, because that's all I can keep telling myself. And I like it because I'm actually trying a lot more difficult things. If you'll notice, like we went from clearly establishing the center line. Also, the fucking sphere got a lot bigger without me meaning to, right? But we went from clearly establishing like, okay, like we're gonna do full on the vertical center line, the horizontal center line, like keep trying to establish that to, yeah, to like kind of trying to place it at random spots while still keeping it consistent. So that's actually a huge jump as well, like trying to maintain consistency of the sphere while also placing things around it, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is completely off. I'm gonna rest my brain. That was very difficult. And the next one I'll make a lot more simple because it's already been 47 minutes. Look at that, 47 minutes for this. And the perspective is completely off because I completely fucked up this top perspective, which actually shits on everything, right? So, and the shapes aren't even that inspired either. Like the shapes are completely off too. Like everything is just mediocre, but I was really trying. I was genuinely really trying. All right, cool. That was a nice little break. Okay, so because I made this so big, I'm gonna focus on making the next one, like, I guess not as obscenely large, right? And I have what, 15 minutes left, 20 minutes left. I'm gonna just do my best to absolutely grind the fuck out of my brain because I did in the beginning and then I lost it. I genuinely did. Anytime, and I think at this point it's evident, right? Like anytime I get into kind of really trying to design the shapes, like I do lose the plot. I don't know why I keep saying lost the plot, but I do lose it. I do lose it quite a bit. Like I genuinely lose the ability to continually visualize quite a bit, right? And that's the balance. Like that's the even more difficult part of the skill is retaining all this while I while I had to like let that one fucking build up, while I hold the box, the sphere inside the box, and the central line inside the sphere inside the box, right? So very difficult skill. This is obviously gonna be a much smaller box, or much smaller sphere, right? Roughly around this big. And I really do have to think about, man, it's a lot to think about, but let me try to get that perfect sphere down first. I think I roughly got it. Let me try to get the box down. like, okay, I think I got the box down roughly as well, right? And now I gotta get the center lines, right? Okay, the horizontal center line is pretty difficult to visualize, but I'm pretty sure it's something like this, right? Yeah, it's something like that. And then when you transpose it down onto the sphere, right? It's like whatever, shit, same shit as always. Okay, but I need to see this, and I need to act on it, right? And I need to see that center line for the front plane, and I need to draw something that is reflective of that center line. And we'll start just immediately. And again, I'm obviously going to try to keep my lines as decent as possible. And I am looking at this a little bit here and there to reinforce my perspective to myself, right? This is already a bit off, but I'm trying is the main thing. Like, I'm trying to reinforce the perspective to myself. And let's see. Something like this, and then we'll something like that. Okay, and then this one will go all the way back like this, right? This line's a bit unclean, but maybe I can fix that just like so. And then we will bring this back. And again, like, immediately lost the perspective, so I have to take a step back. Okay, try reconstructing it again, right? Try reconstructing it again. Just keep trying to reconstruct it whilst I keep the sphere, the box, and the center lines in mind. And this is very fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's difficult, and that's why it's fun, right? That's the main thing that everybody should be aware of, is like, it's difficult and it's fun. Not it's difficult in spite of being, or it's fun in spite of being difficult, right? Or it's fun, and like, but I'm really trying not to ignore how difficult it is. Like, no, it's difficult and it's fun, right? Like, this is the trial and error that you're gonna have to pay down in terms of effort at one point anyways. Pay it down right now. You know, what's stopping you from paying down the trial and error required to be good, apart from discomfort, which is just a fact. Like, discomfort is just a fact of this experience, right? Like, you're not gonna run away from discomfort. Or, sorry, I should say that a different way. You're not going to evade discomfort. Like, that is impossible. It's just not happening. You're not evading it. So if you're not going to be able to, or avoid, right? Evade, avoid, whatever, like, reduce your discomfort. Just like me, like, I can't reduce the discomfort even though I want to. You know, innately, subconsciously, my mind does not pursue doing difficult things. That's why it is a conscious effort to chase difficult things, right? To actively make an effort to want to try difficult things, right? That's why it's an effort. It's not a talent. It's not something that many people are born with. Those who are fortunate, and good for them. Like, that's awesome. The fact that there are people born with the ability to just try and to enjoy trying, right? That is incredible, and we should laud them, I believe is the word, right? Laud, right? But I'm not that person naturally. But the beautiful thing about naturally or not naturally is the fact that it doesn't fucking matter, because everything is trainable. Everything is trainable. You know? And again, if that offends you, you're a moron. Simple as that, right? You're just a fucking idiot who doesn't want to try. You know? And if that offends you, then congratulations. You know, you allowed me to define you rather than being able to define yourself. Prove me wrong by becoming an excellent artist who can focus and enjoy difficult things, right? You win and I win either way, because I'm wrong and you try, or I'm right and you try, right? Or I don't matter at all and you still try. Like, at the end of the day, that's all I want from people, is to realize how much they're capable of, right? And let me try to see the sphere again. Okay, like, that's very difficult, but it's doable. It's becoming more and more doable with time. The great equalizer, time. right? More and more doable with time. And let's see. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do something like this first. Let's see. Something like this. It's an idea I have. I don't know if it'll actually follow through appropriately, but I do have it. Let me actually do this as well. I love adding my little cylinders to bullshit connections. There you go. Right, ta-da! This is now a cylinder. Oh, there you go. Let's do that. Oh, maybe we can actually do something like this. Oh, there you go. That actually already looks like it's more of a mechanical thing, you know, for lack of a better word, right? But let's see. I want to make something jut out. And I want to do something like so. Now, is this going to work? I don't know. I actually have no idea if this is going to work. What I'm attempting to do, right? But I can try and most likely fail. You know, it's incredibly likely that this will fail, but I can try. You know what I mean? Like, I can actually try, and that's what matters to me, is that I'm gonna make an attempt right now, and no matter what happens, I am attempting. You know what I mean? And that means a lot to me. And it's incredibly difficult to try to hold all this in my mind. Like, goddamn! Right, because I'm also trying to figure out the logic of how this is wrapping around the form. Let's not forget that. Like, I'm really trying to figure out the logic of how this all wraps. Right, so if that's what I did there, then this is my sphere. And this is obviously in of itself not the most incredible form wrapping, or yeah, form wrapping that I'm doing, right? But if I have something like this, then perhaps something close. So I could do something like this, right? And then I could, yeah, there you go. This is what I want to do. And then I could do something like, and my lines do need a lot of work, because as you can see, it is genuinely like too thick. There you go, something like that. Very, very difficult. Here, let me just add a little cutout for shits and giggles to be like, look, it's complicated, right? It's always complicated when you add a cutout for no reason. Whoop-de-doo. You know? Is it necessary? Absolutely not. Oh, see, look at that line. Oof, look at that fucking horrendous line. Again, like, trying to think about the perspective. Let's see. Trying to think about the sphere as well. That's coming around there. See, I already fucked up the center line over here. So, see, and that line is really bad as well. Jesus, it's so fucking... okay, so I'm not gonna draw that line just yet, because I do need this to wrap around properly. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna rest my brain because I can't see anything else anymore, and I need to obviously really try to see that thing, like see the sphere, right? So I'm gonna rest my brain, but that was really good. I think like that was definitely a good attempt for sure. Yeah, by the way, when I say like, oh, this is bad, this is oh god, blah blah blah, like it's all just words. I've trained myself to respond with actual positive emotions when I make these mistakes, right? So I want to make that clear as well. Like, I don't actually have any negativity towards my art. Yes, at the end of 90% of my sessions, I'll look at it and be like, I really could have done better. Of course I think that, right? And my subconscious, right, the bitch part of me who wants to be a negative Nancy and wants to dislike learning is going to try and say, oh no, I don't know, like, yo man, like, oh, that was like kind of shit, like, oh, like all these negative thoughts. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Like, those thoughts don't control us. You know? It's as simple as that. It's just like, no, we can brute force a positive growth oriented mindset. Because if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm nobody. Like, I'm literally nobody. And yes, I hope people agree with me and say, yes, you are a fucking nobody, right? Because that's the point. It's like, I'm literally nobody, yet I'm getting consistently, slightly better over time at art, right? Like, I don't have any quote-unquote gifts or special abilities apart from persistence and trying, which everybody's capable of, right? That's like the fucking great equalizer to everything is persistence and continuous persistence. So, just trying to make a tiny little cute cutout there. That is pretty cute. There you go. Okay, so let's try to think about the box, the sphere, the center line, because I might have lost that a little bit, but I am trying to gain it back. So we did get a little bit of the sphere. I don't know if I don't know what I've done. Like, I don't know if I fucked up the sphere or not, right? But honestly, probably not, because I can just do something like this, right? You know, like, who says that this has to be, like, centered? Oh, nobody. Nobody says it has to be centered, you know? And I feel as if that, what I did right there already makes it slightly better. Of course, like, I still struggle a lot with continuing it properly. Like, there is some weird, like, innate subconscious want for me to curve things too much, too fast. See, that was already a mistake, but I have to commit to that now. But overall, I don't think it's anything too drastic or too horrendous, really. And this is where we get to just keep trying, right? And my bet paid off a little bit in the sense that, I mean, I still, pretty sure I still got this incorrect. Like, I don't know if this is exactly where it needs to be, right? If I were to curve it around, you know, like this is probably, this should actually definitely be on the outside. I see that now, but I've made the mistake and I live with the mistake, right? Like, this orientation has changed a little bit. I could be wrong though. Like, this is the thing. Like, I can't tell with this other side stuff. Like, that's just something I feel as if I'll have to keep trying to focus on. But again, like, I'm really trying to see that box, the sphere inside the box, the center line inside the sphere inside the box, because this sphere is looking decent. I'm not gonna lie, it is looking decent, but it might have to change, right? Because, like, that's no longer the edge of my sphere. Yeah, right, like, this is, let's see, because this is not centered, right? This is obviously not centered as well, so that's another mistake I made, but I can try to reinforce the perspective, can't I? I can try to reinforce it. Right, and again, like, while I draw this, I'm gonna try really hard to think about the box, the sphere, the center lines, right? And it's hard, trust me, like, I'm barely doing it. Like, I don't think I'm doing it at all, but I'm really trying to do it, which is all that matters to me. But I'm barely doing it. Like, I want to be very clear. Like, when you focus on these tiny details, it's very, very easy to lose overall perspective, which is why I have to keep trying to reconstruct it. Like, it's a skill of zooming in and zooming out. And the zoom out has to be like a fucking intense, I'm seeing 10 different things at once type of zoom out. Right, so it's extremely difficult. As always, extremely difficult, which is good. So if it's not difficult, it's not worth doing. Right? Like, it's just, there's no point in doing it. You know, at least when it comes to skill acquisition. Right? Because some dickhead will always be like, actually, like, this isn't difficult, and it's like, oh, fucking shut up, okay, I get it, I know what you're trying to say, and it's fucking useless in the context of what I'm trying to say. I'm creating a straw man, and I will stick to it, I say. But, you know what I'm trying to say, don't you? Okay, see, like, so this curve I fucked up too, because this was supposed to not be out as much. This was supposed to be, so I fucked up the center, I think. Yeah, like maybe we can try and fix this curve right now, but actually it's not really gonna make much of a difference, right? Let's see, maybe there's something that I can have come out here that's a bit of a curve. What about something like, okay, well that's already, like, again, like, see, I struggle with that a lot, right? There you go. So we did that, now it's like, okay, what the fuck am I drawing? Because I can't have anything jut out too much. I could just do something like this, maybe. Something like that, right? And that's coming down all the way here, so I'll be like, cool. Then I can just do the same thing and bring it down all the way here. And this is obviously to like consistently reinforce the perspective more than anything. Like that's really all this is. Right, I just want to, like, the whole point is to be able to see every single fucking contour at all times with the box inside of it, with the sphere inside of it, right? Like everything, just to be able to see everything. Now that is obviously a lifelong skill and like constantly trying to see that. Again, like I'm zooming in, yet I'm still trying to zoom out. Am I succeeding? No, but I'm really trying to zoom out. Like I'm genuinely making such an intense effort. And this obviously doesn't even look that good because I fucked it up. Like when I look at it, because like this doesn't look that good. It just doesn't look that good. Right? Like these are all just complete and utter failures. And that's okay. Right? Like, and that's okay. So let's see. We'll have this, have a subtraction just for shits. Just for shits. Fuck. It's actually really late right now. And I need to sleep. See, now that's not going to be even because I didn't put a subtraction on this side. But that's okay. Because at this point we have to forsake all semblance of consistency while also trying to maintain any semblance of consistency. Right? Like when it comes to the sphere. So, difficult. Very difficult. Alright. Do this. Bring this over. And this one will again. Okay, so what does that look like? Because it has to obviously be curving along. Does it have to be curving along this? Probably. But what does that look like? Probably something like that, right? And again, at this point, I'm really just also want my lines to be decent, to be honest. But they're not decent, don't get me wrong, I know they're not decent, but I want to focus on making them at least something. It's okay. You'll be okay. Just don't give up. Alright. I'm done giving myself a nice little pep talk. Yeah, see, so I fucked up these lines, clearly. See, that was just a huge mistake, but either way, let's just see where this is going. See, I need to see a perfect sphere. And then I need to connect it like so, while keeping the box in mind. You can see, like, wow, incredible. What mistakes, what incredible mistakes were made trying to keep all this in mind. But honestly, this perspective is a lot more accurate. So clearly I'm going to struggle a lot with this. I need to obviously make my box in general, or my sphere in general, smaller, right? Like this is a good size. Like this right here, these are, I think these three are good sizes. This is too big. This might be a bit too small. That's definitely too small and inaccurate on top of that. This is maybe like could be slightly bigger. Like this is good. This is too small. This is okay. This is good size. But yeah, man, that, like now when I look at it, I'm like, oh yes, I see all everything. But it doesn't matter when it's done and I'm like, I see it. What matters is when I'm doing it and I see it. But you can see, like, I'm taking a lot more risks in terms of having multiple attachments occur and having those attachments follow the nuance of, you know, the side ellipse, like so, and then this one like the front, the horizontal, right? And honestly, it's not bad. Like I have the idea down. I think if anything, my line work just needs to improve drastically, right? Like the subtleties of my line work and the consistency of my line work. But this looks okay. I will give it a solid 6 out of 10. This is like a 2 in terms of visuals, but they're both like a solid 8 to 9 out of 10 in effort. Solid 8. You know, 9 is like very difficult for me to try and like consistently maintain, but I definitely hit 9 to 10 out of 10 discomfort. Let's say at least like 25-30% of the time, and then like an 8 was like a good 50% of the time, and then there at times where there was like, well, there was discomfort because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but there wasn't like actual like, oh god, I'm thinking so hard discomfort. It was discomfort in the sense that my mind couldn't do anything, right? So there's like all these different variations of discomfort that you're gonna experience. But anyways, that was a great session. That was wonderful, and I really tried. And you know, the designs and the simple shapes are getting nicer in my opinion, right? Nothing incredible, but definitely like we're trending upwards, right? I still think my best is this one. Like that one's still probably the best in terms of consistency and shit, right? But yeah. And I feel as if like the past few sessions, especially this one, and this one are reflective of me trying really hard to think about the design, but foregoing the perspective for that. Like, and right now the goal is whatever intuitive shapes I make, let them be intuitive, right? Don't spend too much effort. Spend a good amount of effort trying to make like a decent design, sure, but I need to keep reminding myself like the effort should be just purely on like the fundamentals of the box, sphere, and center lines, and everything following that is like to a degree intuition and like obviously like a decent amount of effort on top of that. But we need to have the foundation be set before we can really extensively allocate cognitive effort and energy towards designing, because that can only occur when the 6 to 7 things I'm holding 6, 7. Yeah, but the 6 to 7 things I'm holding in my mind in terms of working memory for the box, right? Because what is it? It's the box, the sphere inside the box, the center lines, right? So that's 2 more things inside the sphere inside the box. But the box consists of 3 planes that I'm constantly calculating the center line for, right? So that's, let's just say that's like an extra 3 things on top of that I'm just trying to cycle through, right? And then the sphere, I'm also like trying to project that and then the box as well, I'm trying to have 2 planes have the ellipse that's being calculated. So for the box itself, there's like 4 to 5 things that I'm constantly thinking of in terms of, I don't know why I did that with my hand, but trying to think of in terms of spatial reasoning. And then there's a sphere. So like if we say minimum 4 things I'm thinking about the box, and then the sphere, which is also proportion, all that shit, right? And then the center lines. That's like, yeah, that's literally 7 to 8 things, constantly trying to cycle in my working memory. And technically the working memory can really only hold 3 to 5 on average, right? Some people can hold 6, maybe 7. Anyways, I'm so fucking tired of this shit, but fucking I feel like it's an obligation now to meme it. But either way, the point I'm making is slowly keep gonna work on the foundation. Just keep working on the foundation, right? But man, the reps are getting fucking slower and slower each time. Jesus, now I'm just doing one of this. Mostly because I'm not getting enough time to do like this with the box and like the portrait thing, and then this, and then another thing with the box. Like I'm taking even longer and longer, which is good because that means I'm focusing. But either way, now I'm just fucking talking to myself. But as always, I hope you put a lot of effort in. I hope you genuinely tried and did your best, and I hope if anything I said was consolation, right? So in terms of just constantly trying. So with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching, keep drawing, and please give me money.